That one hurts?
Yeah, it's not like sharp, it's just there's something there.
Right, that's the disc. Keep your fingers in front of the tragus, bring your mandible forward. See very little movement of the condyle moving it in between my two fingers. Open wide. Does that increase your pain?
It almost wants to pop.
Right, it will pop right after that, at 20 millimeters of opening. So it's a phase 2, maybe going into a phase 3. So I try to squeeze my finger in between.
Yep.
Bite on my finger. Oops.
Sorry.
Was that you?
Oh my God, sorry. Okay, sorry.
I like this group. You have good, you have good sense of humor. Sanglosor. Okay, bite on my finger gently with finesse. So now your axis of rotation is here. I'll say bring your mandible slightly forward. Move it back. Very good. Now, I'm going to do a gentle long axis distraction. Just 1 millimeter. So it's down and forward. So you're following the rotation movement of your hand. And you repeat that maybe 6 times. You only do it once or twice here in the class. Then I drop my finger towards the tongue, lingually. So now the position of my hand is different, so my axis of rotation now is here. So I'm going to do a circular movement this way. So the condyle has to come out and forward on the left side. Only 1 millimeter. So I'm doing this kind of movement. And I can feel the condyle coming out on that side. Very good. Now, bite a little bit. I can keep my lower thumb in between the lower teeth so I can rotate my hand around the mandible to stabilize the lateral aspect of the joint. Right? And I do this probably standing. I won't stand because then I will cover everybody. But I hold the ramus and I just do kind of a little bit of a side glide of occiput. So I'm bringing laterally the temporal component, and the disc and the condyle are moving in between the surface of the temporal bone and the condyle. So the condyle is actually gliding medially, while the temporal component is actually gliding laterally.
When she's that symptomatic on one side, would you dare test the other side at all? Or?
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah, you can
No
test it.
problem. It's just 1 millimeter.
Okay.
Then I'll say, okay, now keep your tongue against the palate. Gently open and close. And I'm just working on the left side. Just 10 millimeters, no teeth contact, pure rotation. I can barely feel her condyle moving because she's only rotating. She's learned how to do that very well. Then immediately after, I will go towards the right side. And I will try to give her a little bit of an increased movement towards the right. Very good. Very good. And I kind of, with my fingers moving through the soft tissue of the mandible towards the opposite side. And I can see how her range of motion towards the right side is actually increasing, and the space behind the condyle is also increasing. If you feel any discomfort, raise your hand. But I'm feeling that her lateral aspect of the condyle is increasing the joint space. So the capsule is getting more flexible. The condyle is able to move towards the right side. I can do that with the tongue depressor, or we can do it with the helicoidal. I'll start with the little one because that produces the least amount of stretching, and when you bite on it, produces the least amount of joint compression. And I help her to do that. Now it's rotating very nicely. And you can see how the helicoidal just keeps on kind of rolling between the mandible and the maxilla. You're doing fantastic. Look at the amount of movement you're getting towards the right side. You haven't done this for about 10 years now.
That feels good.
And it feels good because it's opening up the
Doesn't hurt.
space. So as long as you keep the teeth not touching and the mandible moving in that 10 millimeter space, doing very well. She's learning the movement. And I'm just pulling the soft tissue on top of the chin.
She's loading?
No loading. No. She's just learning. Very good. Keep your tongue against the palate, open and close. Gently with finesse. Look how easy she's opening now. Much softer. Can you feel the difference? Quite different. Now bring your mandible straight forward. Good. You see how she's moving? It could be that way, or it could be this way. Sometimes I tell her to do that, so when it gets inside her nose, then she stops.
Doesn't change size.
So don't let anybody use it.
Wash that one end before going on to the next one.
Keep your tongue against the palate. Open and close. So this mandible is getting very soft. Okay, now go towards the right. Okay, you learn it finally. Look at that. Okay, now go forward. Very good. Now I'm going to try go forward, and now forward, open wide.
Now she can have her sucker for lunch.
Thank you so much. Much better.
Okay, so she went from 20 millimeters to 45 millimeters of open.
I don't think I've opened it that far without it popping since I was a teenager.
Oh, wow.
Because you prepare the joint. You make the lateral capsule flexible. You allow the condyle to go down towards the opposite side. Now you have this huge space where to move. You start working lateral skirts, then you go forward. Now you feel it, you can see the lower teeth passing the front teeth forward. Now I want to see if the ondit is open. Yeah. She was able to open up the space between the anterior wall of the condyle with the posterior wall of the fossa, and she opened the lateral aspect of the condyle this way. All right? So, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to do with you, but go forward, gently. Yes. Now she's way forward in protrusions. Go forward. You see how it's up? So if I tell her now to bite, gently. If you feel any discomfort, stop. Relax and let go. Did it give you any pain? Okay, good. Now go forward. Bite. Relax your lower lip. Relax. Bite, and she comes back only to edge until this is perpendicular to the teeth. Bite. Open and go forward again. Bite. Return. Open. Go forward. Bite. Open. Go forward. Bite. Doesn't matter if it moves. As long as it stays in between the teeth, you're fine. It may fall this way, may fall that way, may turn around. But as long as it's in between the teeth, go forward, bite, come back. Okay, now stay there. No pain. Relax. Let go. Keep your tongue against the palate. Don't touch your teeth. Open and close. Gently with finesse. With a little bit of resistance in opening to relax the elevator muscles. Very good. Relax. Now go towards the right. You're moving much better. have to keep on doing this. Open and close on the right side. Close, 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 close. Yeah. You see how that teeth is touching there? Open and close. Always coming back to the same point, but just a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, now, stay there. Don't move. Don't let me take it to the right. Don't let me take it to the left, etc., 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 etc. Relax and go. Bring your mandible straight forward. Nice protrusion on the midline. Open wide. Very nice. Go forward and close. And return.
So make sure they stay in protraction
Right.
when they close.
Okay? You see what you have to do? Okay. Until I see you in craniofacial 4, probably. All right? So what I want you to do, we have a